So we are ready, aren't we? Good morning, dear students. I'm glad to have you all today, not only as our Spotlight textbook users, but as my online students as well. You know, we are staying all home at the moment due to a very special situation in the world, because of coronavirus pandemic. People in most countries in the world are placed on lockdown or are in self-quarantine. This is one of the words included by Webster Dictionary as a new word in March, together with social distancing. Some more words are social distancing and COVID-19. So yes, hard times, but anyway, we are all together now to support each other. We may call dozens of professions and jobs, people who do their best now to improve the situation. Among them are doctors and nurses and teachers and street cleaners and bus drivers, and you may go on, and mass media people like journalists, reporters. So we are all together, and we shall overcome. We shall overcome. These are hard times, but we are trying to help each other, to support each other. And this lesson today from the author, well, it's just this kind of support, this kind of some extra lesson, extra knowledge to you. And we are going to take just a lesson, an ordinary lesson from our textbook. What we'll speak about, well, I'll tell a little bit later. It is going to be only 30 minutes long, not long really. And that's why it is not going to be like a whole lesson, probably more like a fragment or some parts of the lesson. But anyway, we'll work on our textbook, and you'll see different strategies of working with vocabulary to build up our vocabulary. And I'm sure, or I hope, that it will be of some help, of some use to many of you. So starting, by the end of our lesson, I'll be able to answer some of your questions. So just type your questions, and I'll be glad to answer them very soon. So starting. Yes. That is our lesson, that is our textbook, and our lesson as it is, the whole lesson. Sorry, yes, I think it's okay. Well, you understand that it's module 7. Some of you maybe just, probably you passed it, you already taken it, or probably some of you are just a little bit behind. But anyway, module 7 is devoted to the theme education, and we are taking 7D, vocabulary and speaking lesson, and we'll do it in just part of it within these 30 minutes. Let's start, please. So exercise number 1. Well, if you have your textbooks, you may work on the text in the textbook or with the textbook. But if not, yes, you are welcome to join the slides, and you can see it, the text and exercise 1 on the slide. Well, look at the text. Where could you see it? What is it about? Read to find out. Let us concentrate not only on the text, but on the strategies. Just, well, you can see that, look at the text. Yeah, you can see that there are some gaps over there. It won't be our task to fill in the gaps. We'll just look at it, and we'll be able in a minute to say, where could you see it? And what is it about? To answer these questions. Be quick. So there are some words here, probably some key words. but it is not necessary to understand every word. Well, I think a minute is okay. So look it through and be ready to answer. I think that's it. I think that's it. So now you just sitting in front of your screens, of your computers, well, just say, where could you see this text? And I'm pretending to listen to you and to hear you. And probably, if I try better, yes, I can hear some of you speaking. Where could you see it? In an encyclopedia? Probably not. In a textbook? No, only an English textbook, yes, can be all right, but not a regular textbook in other subjects. Oh, yes, good. In a magazine, yes, it looks like a magazine article, or even in newspaper, some students say. Probably, yes. Probably you are right. So, and what is it about? And immediately you can see it from the title, Koala Family Rescued. Yes? Or saved. Yes, saved. Rescue is not just to help, but to save. Well, you are right. Well, that's it. Well, if you didn't even try to answer the question, well, now see it now, and let us read these answers. This could be an article from a wildlife magazine or a newspaper. Wildlife magazine or nature magazine and newspaper. And I think it's about a rescue of a koala bear. If you didn't answer immediately, try not to read, but to repeat it now. To say as if, well, it was your answer. No good. No good. So we managed to see some genres and some kinds of mass media, magazine and newspaper. Probably the main, or they used to be the main kinds of mass media years ago. Probably not now. Probably now something has changed. We can see. So we'll concentrate today on mass media vocabulary, and mass media jobs among them. So just now, well, looking at these words like magazine and newspaper, think of some other types of mass media you know. And we are going on. Because exercise number 3 are the questions. Well, it includes some questions for discussion in groups. Well, we are supposed to discuss the following questions, and our group today is very big. I'd like to see where you are all from. Probably by the end of the lesson, well, I'll be given by technical services of the editorial house Prosvещения. They'll give me the geography of our today's lesson. Anyway, in our group, in our big group, let us discuss these questions. And what I ask you to do, because it is one of the strategies of self-education during this period of online learning and teaching, to pronounce the whole answer in front of the screen. Well, just to imagine that you are listened to, and you can be heard, you can be understood by your interlocutors, by your group. So let us discuss it. So where do you get the news from? Yes, well, I'm listening to you. Yes, some of you get the news from the internet, yeah, from the television or from TV, they say, or from magazines. Yes, you can watch news on TV or on the internet. Mind the preposition on the internet. Nice. And number 2. What do you like reading, watching, and listening to? So kind of programs, kind of news probably. Well, so, yes, I'm all ears. Some of you watch or prefer to watch local news or foreign news, or probably your parents do, they do watch local and foreign news. But somebody says, well, you hate politics, yeah? You prefer sports programs, and you often listen to and watch sport news. Oh God, it's your choice. Somebody mentioned that he likes to watch programs about education, about universities in our country and abroad in foreign countries. Nice. And number 3, what is the most popular type of media among people your age? And I think answering this question, most of you, I think all of you are of the same opinion. Is it internet? Have I guessed? I think so. I think so. So what is your answer? Just a complete answer. The internet, mind the article, the internet is the most popular type of media among teenagers, you may say, or among people my age nowadays. That's it. And what about television, which used to be very popular, probably the most popular, well, say, several years ago or just well, like 10 years ago? Do you think that TV is good for you? We'll learn more. We'll learn more very soon. So we are speaking about mass media, and we are learning new words, and we are trying to fish them out of our memory, because so far we use the ones we already know, the words that are familiar, and we are going on. Let us come to some more genres of mass media. Well, and you see that I am taking materials from our workbook. Well, it's nice if you use a workbook for your regular studies in school and at home. Yes, it's very helpful. Now your task is to match the extracts to the items A to C. And A to C give us some words, some genres of mass media, like, repeat them after me. A news report, a sitcom, a weather forecast. Well, and for those who is not sure for just about the meaning, so there are the words here with the translation. Let us do it together. Let us do it together, because it's not hard, is it? No. It's a very assuring, yes, it's a very easy thing and motivating task to do. Let us start. So number 1, which is number 1? Just a few seconds. Yes, yes, well done. It's a weather forecast. But how do you know? What makes you think so? Immediately. Right here. Keywords. What are the keywords? What are the weather words here? Well, in this passage, in number 1. Nice. Gentle breezes and clouds and some light showers. Much colder. Storms, winds, weather, right here. This is a weather forecast. Say again, a weather forecast. Where can you see weather forecasts or listen to? Where can you hear weather forecasts? On TV, right here. On the radio, newspapers, on the internet, right here. And now you have 2 and 3. It's your choice. That is about approach to this type of exercises, how to do them. Well, you have number 2 and 3, and you have 2 choices. Do the one which is easier for you. I think it is a dialogue here, number 3. It's a dialogue. Can a dialogue be a news report? Probably not. And what about a sitcom? Let us look it through. Oh yes, it's a sitcom. It's a sitcom. It's a part of a film. It's a part of just a dialogue from the film, or well, which is published here, but you can read it, but you can watch it as a film. And number two is a news report. Look it through and say, oh, what is it about? What is this news report about? Right you are. This news report is about a tiger cub that has been born at Sydney Zoo. Nice, nice. You managed, and you just, well, we have just put into our basket some new words about media, some new media words about the genres of the the materials. Yes, here are our answers. Well, we don't need them, and we are going on. Look at exercise number 4. Exercise number 4. Media jobs, and we can see them, yes, on these colored plates. And we immediately understand that these are jobs, these are professions. We can see this suffix OR or ER here. And let us repeat them together with the verb, which gave birth to a noun. Direct, director. Report, reporter. Present, presenter. Produce, producer. Edit, editor. Read, reader. And then news reader. Some engineer doesn't work with the verb here. Anyway. But the sentences 1 to 7, look at them. Are they definitions? No. No. These are, well, like words, like direct speech, because the question of the task is who says what? You should match, but it's a little bit tricky. Imagine these people pronouncing these words. Who says what? Let us do number 1 together. This is Larry Forrester. Like from Glasgow, like, not live. It is not about that he lives in Glasgow, no. Like from Glasgow, like живой, реальный, настоящий. То есть идет прямое вещание. This is Larry Forrester. He is introducing himself. Like from Glasgow. Who could it be? Reporter, right you are. Now take your time and try to just to manage, and we'll check it in a little bit, but pronounce the names of the jobs while doing the exercise. Some of you use the chat. Well, I'll just try to watch. Yes, and well, I can see correct answers. Put numbers, if you could, in front of the words. Thank you, Alisa. And I think Albina is right. Right. Sorry, there were some problems, technical problems. Can you see and hear me now? Just at least one comment. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So we are going on. So we are working on this very exercise, or we are working on this very exercise, and we are choosing the words. We are using the strategy, multiple choice strategy. Well, to see, and well, I think I can see that some of you didn't interrupt their work, didn't just try to work on. And Andrei is ready with the answers. Thank you, Andrei. Well, and let it be very quick to read them again. Turn on the TV. There's live something of the cricket match between England and Australia. Ready? We are just getting some breaking or painful or shocking news of a huge hurricane about to hit the Philippines. The time of day when most people are watching television is known as rush hour, peak season, prime time. Okay. Well, next we'll be bringing you a live review, broadcast presentation from the White House. And the last one, many viewers were shocked when the chat show host, Jenny Fox, fainted while on air in show in the act checking how literate we are in mass media, or how media literate we are. Let us check it. Yes. So some expressions, some words and expressions for us to remember. So a live coverage. Yes. Прямая трансляция. See? A live coverage. Repeat it after me, please. A live coverage. Breaking news, которые прерывают все остальные новости. Breaking news. Sometimes they may be painful, sometimes maybe shocking, sometimes they are different, but they are breaking news. Remember it. Number 3C. Yes, prime time. Probably some of you heard this expression in Russian, prime time, but it has already entered our Russian language, you know. Yes, лучшее время, самое хорошее время, самое удобное время. That is what you already know, which we have already come across. A live, but here it is a live broadcast. Well, we already had a live coverage, прямая трансляция, a live broadcast, прямое вещание. Прямая трансляция, но по радио. And number 5, yes, it is on air. Remember it. В эфире is on air. Be on air, you know. Well, so like now I'm on air. Yeah. Well, I would like to see you all, but in fact, only you can see me. Some more words for us to operate, to use in our speech, when speaking about media, when speaking about life. The next section and the next exercise in our textbook is devoted to idioms. I'm afraid that some of you at your lessons, at your regular lessons in school, just omit these exercises because they are not big and they don't give you the chance to know them deep. But you should know idioms. In Russian, it is phraseologism. Yeah, sometimes we say idioms, but it's a more popular and more usual way to call them phraseologism. And you should know the higher level of English you have, well, the more idiomatic your speech is. And but it is hard. It is very difficult to be able to use these idioms in speech. But our task, our purpose, are we authors? We just wanted and we intended to give you the chance to understand them at least. This is the first step. Well, and that is why. Well, and if you look at the task, let us read the task together. Match the idioms below with their meanings. Check in Appendix 3. Are there similar idioms in your language? So, the first point, you have a special section in the dictionary, in the word list, in the back of your textbook, devoted to idioms, with a direct translation. Because you should, but it is not always the exact translation, because idioms is just a very delicate sphere of speech, or a layer of vocabulary, and speech. And so we try to find equivalents in Russian language. And that is a task for you, because all of these tasks about idioms, they include this line, are there similar idioms in your language? So you have two tasks here. Just try to match the idioms are here. We'll read them all together. And then A to D come the meanings. So you match them, and you try to think of the Russian idiom matching in meaning, or close to this meaning. So the first one, I heard it on the grapevine, or I heard it through the grapevine. Number two, it hit the headlines. Here's bad news. Let's get this show on the road. So, ready? I think that some of you, thank you, Victoria. Victoria is ready. Yes. Some others are ready. Thank you. Let us check it. 1C, 2A, 3D, and 4B. Right, you are, Victoria? And what about your versions? I have some of them, but you may have your different equivalents. Probably you are richer just in your horizon, Russian phraseology, Russian idioms better. Well, yes, look at them. Я услышала это по сарафанному радио, так говорят. Лесорока на хвосте принесла. Right, it's to number one. And это попало в заголовки? Yes. Well, it doesn't look like a very old idiom, but it is widely used. Nice. Well, about this number 3, his bad news. Well, I thought, well, yes, when I was looking through the nephrological dictionary, I tried to find some other meanings, but, well, I think on сущее наказание is probably the closest. And the hardest for me was, let's get this show on the road. It means the start. Let's start. Well, and well, my choice is about the поехали. Some of you probably remember that it's very typical of Nevin's citing Gagarin's speech. Поехали is the word. Right. If you can understand the meaning of these idioms in the text or in speech, it's maximum that we wanted to see from you as a result of our work. If you go just further and try to use them in your speech, it's up to you. It will be a very good result. And now, well, let us practice a little bit. Well, be very quick to complete the exchanges. Again, it's from the workbook. Yes, complete the exchanges with the correct idiom. Just 3 sentences. To hit the headlines. Yes, some of you say, oh, number 2 is very easy. Yes, it's his bad news. Yeah. Good. And let's get the show on the road is number 3. And to hit the headlines. Nice, it's number 1. And checking it. Try to read it. I'm just listening to you. Yeah. Jeremy, stay away from that boy. Why, Mom? Because he's bad news. Nice. Well, I'd like to know, and how many of you can work in dialogues now, to work in pairs now? Well, because I hope that some of you are sitting probably in the classroom, or just at home, probably with a with a friend. Good. That is good. And again, can you see that here we used another strategy, another kind of exercise. So just to learn vocabulary, or we use the context. We use the context, and we checked these new set expressions like here, new idioms in realistic speech. That is good. We are widening our horizons. We are trying to analyze how we work to get more knowledge in vocabulary. So, well, very slowly, but we are coming to the very end of the lesson. And so it was not difficult, was it? No. No, it was not difficult. Thank you. And well, now we have all the words that we worked with, and that you, I think that they are active with you now. Let us just repeat them. Well, the first column, be quick, please. Mass media, magazine, newspaper, article, on the internet, on TV. Watch local news, watch foreign news, listen to radio programs. And the jobs. Reporter, presenter, producer, newsreader, director, editor, sound engineer. Here we have current events. News report, weather forecast, live coverage, live broadcast, breaking news, prime time, on air. And the last thing, but well, the last but not the least, for us to do today, to see how important, to say again, how important mass media are in our life. And the quiz, it is not from the textbook, but anyway, it helps. The quiz for you to do is just for you to understand, to realize how important mass media are in your life now. Can you live 2 weeks without the media? Just mark only your answers, A, B, C's, or D's. There are 4 options here. I'm reading because probably the letters are small enough, or too small for you to see. So I'll help you. I'll read them and I'll read the answers, and you only mark A, B, C, D, and then we'll count A's, B's to A's. Well, come on. Number 1, what's the first thing you usually do when you wake up in the morning? A, have breakfast. B, pick up a newspaper. 3, C, turn on the radio or TV, we'll add or TV. D, check your email, Facebook, Twitter, yeah, probably social nets. Number 2, how much time per week do you spend on watching TV? Less than 7 hours, 7 to 21 hours, 21 to 30 hours, more than 30 hours. Number 3, so you write like 1A, 2B, yes, just for you to see B's or A's, what are your answers? How often do you watch TV while eating your meals? A, hardly ever. B, occasionally. C, frequently, often, yes. D, always. Hardly ever, did you get it? Почти никогда, yeah? Hardly ever, occasionally, from time to time, frequently, and always. Number 4, please. How much time per week do you spend on listening to music? A, less than 7 hours, 7 to 21 hours, 21 to 30 hours, more than 30 hours. We are going on. One more slide. Well, number 5, please. You listen to the radio. A, never. B, rarely. C, most days. D, every day. 6, how much time per week do you spend on watching movies? A, less than 7 hours, 7 to 14 hours, 14 to 21 hours, more than 21 hours. Yes, your choice. 7, when was the last time you read a newspaper or magazine? A, I can't remember. B, some weeks ago. C, last week. D, this morning. 8, you are just collecting your letters because there will be the summary of the quiz, you know. There will be some things for you to think about. Number 8, how much time per week do you spend on blogging or social networking? Do you understand it? I think yes. Because blog and blogger and blogging, these are just Russian words now, coming from English. Or networking, you understand what networking is. A, less than 7 hours. B, 7 to 14 hours. C, 14 to 21 hours. D, more than 21 hours a week. I can imagine. My grandson is your age. I can imagine your answers now. I think I guessed. 9, are you online even when watching TV or listening to music? A, never. B, sometimes. C, mostly. D, always. And number 10, how many times a day do you look at your smartphone? A, whenever I need to call someone, a smart boy. When I have a break. 3 times in an hour, every 5 seconds. Or choose the closest option, the closest version variant to yours. And now you are counting your A's, B's, or C's, and see what is the most popular letter in your answers. If you have most A's, you can do perfectly well without the media. B, mostly B's, so more B's than other letters. You could live 2 weeks without the media, but at great cost. Большой ценой, yes? It will be difficult, but you'll manage. Sis, you like it, but your media habits are still healthy. Yes. You are the host of the situation, you know, you rule the situation. And D, you cannot imagine living in a world without the media. Yeah, it would be tragic. It would be a tragedy without. So anyway, think about it. You have some words to speak about it, to think. And what I'm not going to give you any homework. You have enough, well, yes, you know, homework in your regular studies. But I would like you to say at least 5 sentences just on the conclusion you have just been given by the quiz, and to develop this idea, to speak more about the situation and how it works for your development, for your studies, for your better quality of life in future. That is the end of our lesson, and we are nearly in time. And the last thing I wanted to show you, yes, are just sources or resources. Well, I'll speak a little bit of Russian here. Первый сайт это сайт нашего учебника. Если у вас нет под рукой, если у вас нет каких-то аудиокомпонентов, если у вас нет аудиоприложений, или у вас не достает каких-то компонентов, это тот сайт, где вы можете их скачать себе на компьютер совершенно бесплатно. Более того, я сейчас вот уже до того выслала презентацию, и поэтому сейчас просто скажу вам, такой сайт, как media, now you know this word, media.prosv.ru, media.prosv.ru, это тот сайт, где можно получить доступ к бесплатным электронным версиям учебников. Просвещение выложило бесплатный доступ. Следующий сайт, он анонсировался в чате, я видела, Просвещение говорит о нем. Действительно, Sky.ru – прекрасный ресурс, на котором выложены сейчас тоже бесплатно все наши рабочие тетради по всем классам. И там можно реально интерактивно работать, вставлять, перетягивая, мэтчинг делать. То есть вот все упражнения по рабочей тетради, выложены все рабочие тетради, можно выполнять в интерактивном режиме. Я очень рекомендую. Я сама принимала участие в редактировании этих материалов, когда мы выкладывали, делали этот сайт, наполняли содержанием наших учебников, наших рабочих тетрадей. Я очень рекомендую. А цифра School – это для самостоятельной работы. Тоже такой сайт по всем предметам, в том числе по английскому языку, в том числе по спотлайту. Можно увидеть помощь детям, занимающимся самостоятельно. Вот пояснения к урокам, написанные авторами учебников. Я желаю вам всего самого доброго, здоровья, здоровья ваших близких. Take care of yourself and your nearest and dearest. I wish you all the best and thank you for participation in our lesson. Bye-bye. Вопросы? Извините, ребят, извините.